Hi Taurus, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot here with your March 2019 forecast. This month I am sticking with the 3-card spread. I know I said I was going to switch it up, but I lied. I didn't. And I might still, but I'm not sure. So as a reminder, that means the first card indicates what to focus on this month, the second card indicates what to set aside for the month, and the third card is an additional consideration for the month. And this month I'm using the Enchanted Tarot. It's an anniversary edition and the cards are huge. So, but the upside of that is that there's a good amount of illustration in them, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to try to hold them up as I draw each one closer to the camera so that it'll focus and you can kind of see more of the card yourself. So, I will get, there's also some construction in the apartment next to mine, so hopefully, like the equalizer, once I edit this video, will not make that loud, but if you hear a little bit of that, or if you hear a little bit of Perchik, my parrot, I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment, there's only so much I can do, he projects, so, but I think it should be okay, knock on wood. He's been kind of okay today. So, to start off your reading, Taurus, you drew as your focus the 7 of Swords. As you can see here, it's really this woman who is living in, or not necessarily living in, but she's experiencing a good amount of fear and anxiety. She's looking up at these swords. She doesn't really feel like she can move forward. She feels trapped by them. She looks a little confused. You know, she's got her hand on one. So she's like attempting to move them away, but she's resisting and she doesn't seem very comfortable actually doing that at all. So what does this mean for you? This month you are dealing with something that's in your head. Swords are very mental energy. It's like brain chemistry. And it seems as though you need to focus all of your attention this month on freeing yourself from negative self-talk or self-imposed barriers to things. It could be things that you don't even realize, because sometimes we hold ourselves back in ways where we just believe that something is the truth about ourselves and it's not. And so we don't even know how to see that it could be something else. And so a great way to deal with this is to kind of to ask friends. Ask friends what you might be thinking, but to get other people's outside perspectives about yourself sometimes. And when you do that, you got to be ready to actually hear what people think. Sometimes, you know, people do the opposite and they're going to be pointing out things about you that you might not have noticed about yourself or thought of yourself in that way, and it's uncomfortable. But the flip side is, if you're struggling with thinking of yourself a certain way, in a limited way, as not being able to get that job, as being too stupid, as being too slow, as being not creative enough, as being boring, any of those things, and those lies that we can kind of tell ourselves, it can be really helpful to actually just talk to a friend about your concerns and then hear what they think about you, because you're friends and they probably have some opinions about you that are positive and worth sharing. And it seems like this month, Taurus, it's something that you really need. So be gentle to yourself also. In your position of set aside, you drew the 5 of Pentacles. And I really see it tying in with your focus this month. The Seven of Swords, the Five of Pentacles is like to set aside the Five of Pentacles. To set something aside means that, or not necessarily means that, but often it means that you are experiencing a thing and you need to set it aside. So with the Five of Pentacles, it seems as if along with all of this negative self-talk or like holding yourself back, you may have also, like, it's been pretty extreme, because if you've been in a Five of Pentacles state, that's like, you know, the depiction is out in the cold, being injured, possibly a health problem. So that could definitely, if you've had some kind of health issue and it's taken a lot out of you, maybe you don't have the kind of mobility that you used to have, or you can't enjoy the same things that you used to do because of that health issue. Don't let yourself lie to yourself. Okay? It's not to say that what you're going through, if that is something that you're going through, isn't hard and difficult and super challenging, but you also don't want to lie to yourself about your capabilities and your worth. So you need to get out of this sort of like pitying, and I mean pitying, not I mean that in sort of like the gentlest of ways. I mean that without criticism, really. But you don't want to be a martyr for the things that are going on with you. You want to enable yourself. You want to see the power that you have. It's very important for you this month. So I know that's hard work, especially when we've sort of like weaved this narrative about who we are and like what we're capable of doing. It can be very hard to break out of that. So it's going to be some hard work this month. In your last position, your card of additional consideration, you drew the Three of Wands. Which is nice. This is sort of a nice cap on this month, because it's basically like, once you get past this, and once you sort of get past yourself and your own ego, you've got this. Because you'll be going, there's another journey for you that's like, and journey is so like, oh, are you on, it's just not part of your journey. Everyone has their journey. Like, and it's an overused word, but I guess there's another your next chapter is sooner than you think, but you're not going to get there if you're holding yourself back. Gosh, I can't even pick up these. If you're holding yourself back with this, you can't get to looking out over, you know, the horizon for your next big thing, deciding where you're going to go in your life. You have to deal with some stuff first. So I almost want to apologize, Taurus, because it seems like you're going through a lot, in that it's going to be a challenging month, but I think that it's also, you know, a great time to really like fall in love with yourself again, frankly. You know, it seems like you've been down on yourself a lot lately, and you shouldn't be, because you're great, you know? We have to tell ourselves that it's important. So that's it. I hope that you found the reading useful, even though it wasn't the cheeriest of readings. If you did find it useful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If you subscribe and then hit the bell icon, you'll be notified as soon as I upload the suite of videos for all the signs for each month. I think I already said I do that before the first of each month, but I can't remember because I just can't. So that's it, Taurus. Take care of yourself this month, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.